So on today's What's It About Walkabout, we're going to be talking about Assessment 2. So I'm making this video in week 5. This is after our, not week 5, sorry, during the midterm break. Because there's no teaching in midterm, doesn't mean you're not working. It just means I don't expect you to be downloading lecture content or any of these videos. So if you've had a break and this is now week 6 when you're watching this, don't worry, plenty of time. You've got 3 weeks. I know, don't panic, doesn't sound very long, but you don't have to do an awful lot for Assessment 2. Basically for this assessment there's 2 bits to it. The first is coming up with a research topic and research question, and the second is finding 3 academic papers on that topic that use qualitative methodology. Now here's the potential struggle you might have. The struggle might be in finding a suitable research topic. When you look at the rubric, you'll notice a couple of things. If you're aiming to get those HD grades, and why not? You need to choose a topic that's relevant to psychology, but also has some social importance. And by social importance, I mean it's going to impact on people's lives, and quite a lot of people's lives, or just a small group of people, but impact in an extraordinary way. Essentially this is all about doing good, social good. So you want to pick a topic that's related to a social issue that has some sort of urgency, you know. There are people whose lives are being negatively affected by something, and that's why you're choosing the topic, because you think that we can do something to improve people's lives. That's kind of why we're here, or it should be why we're here. So there you go, choose a topic. And then you develop your research question. But to do that, I need you to go out and find research papers using qualitative methodology on your chosen topic. Now this should be relatively easy because qualitative research is well established. But if you have chosen a topic that you can't find any qualitative research on, and by the way you need to be looking for peer-reviewed academic journal papers here, if you can't find any, then you've got a bit of a problem. And the way to fix that problem is to go back and rethink your topic. Because either you're not looking hard enough for research papers, but by level 3 you should now have the skills to be able to use databases to search the literature. So if you're using your skills to search the literature, you can't find any literature, well, you might generally have found something that's been overlooked, but it's more likely that there's something wrong with your topic. So go back, rethink it, make sure it's a topic that's related to a social issue that's actually impacting on people's lives, and then go back and look for the literature. And once you've looked at found the 3 research papers, then there's the task of coming up with your research question. Let's talk about that once I've got my cup of coffee. Sorry, just mine went blank there. Clearly evidencing the need that I have for coffee. So I've still got quite a way to walk. So I'll see you in a bit. I haven't got the coffee yet, but I keep walking over this bridge and I never do stop to show you what's underneath it. This is called the Turtle Bridge, and you probably can't see it, but I'll just point down anyway. If you can't see anything, just use your imagination. But below us, and this isn't the best days to be doing this because it's a little overcast today, there are loads of turtles, you see? There are like 30 or 40 little turtles down there. Better not linger because they're looking up at me expectantly, thinking I'm going to throw down my sandwiches. Sadly, I don't have any sandwiches with me. And all I will have to offer is coffee, and I don't think they'd appreciate that. Anyway, so those are the turtles. Still heading for coffee. Okay, so I got my coffee. And I was about to talk to you. Coffee, I don't know why I have to prove it to you. It's not as though the coffee's important to you, is it? Well, not the fact that I'm drinking coffee, that's not important to you, is it? Apart from maybe I make more sense when I have coffee. Or at least I should be able to remember more what I've said when I've had coffee. Anyway, let's get this light. I'm going to turn a light on. It might not. Is that better? I don't know. We'll wait till I get back home and see if that's better. I've got just a little mini video light. Anyway, distractions. Oh, it's now started to rain. Ah, right. So, they're getting to your research question. So you've read 3 papers. There's a summary table that you need to complete for each paper. And after you've read the 3 papers, you then develop your research question, and you use the 3 papers. There's only 3. We're not expecting you to cover the whole of the literature on your research topic. I was going to just look at find 3 papers, all on using qualitative methods on your research topic. You summarize those papers, and through that summary you develop your research question, or at least a rationale for a research question. So you come up with a research question that has academic relevance. And what we mean by academic relevance is that you've had a look at the academic literature and you've spotted a gap. You know, you've spotted a question that no one's asked, or you've spotted a question that's been asked but not by qualitative methods, or you've spotted a question that has been asked but hasn't been asked very well. You know, the research has been problematic. You know, you don't consider it to be of good quality. Or question's been asked and it's been asked of the wrong people. You know, it hasn't included a diverse enough sample. So that's the academic relevance for your research question. So the research question sort of ties into those 3 papers. So when you read the 3 papers and you complete your summary table, you should be able to see how the 2 connect. You know, on the table you're going to be asked to say how many participants were in the study, what sort of methods were used, what was the question, what were the aims of the study, what did they look at, what did they find. I'll ask you to judge the research on some of those quality criteria that we've looked at previously, and then your thoughts about, you know, did that research paper spark any interest? Has it helped you to think about a research question? So you have a look at the tables and you'll see these different sections all asking these different questions. Now, you're not expected to write very much for this. In fact, just write a small amount. You know, it's a summary. So not expecting very much at all. When I say that, not expecting very much, I mean not expecting many words. You know, I've got high expectations in terms of you're doing some great stuff, but not many words. And the rationale for the research question is not a long piece either. These things shouldn't take you too long to do. But basically, the whole of assessment 2 is to get you to do that, engage in that process from identifying a research topic, then developing your research question, and using the academic literature to inform how you develop that research question. That's what it's all about, because in assessment 1 I gave you the topic and I gave you the research question. You translated the research question into your interview questions, and then you had a go at interviewing and then engaging in reflective practice. So that's it really. That's assessment 2. Again, not much writing, a little bit more work I think than assessment 1 in terms of those 3 papers to read and a summary table to complete for each of them. But I think the biggest issue you're going to have is coming up with a topic and then a question. One other thing to mention here is that when you're looking for when you're doing this, you'll see in the rubric that there'll be a criteria that mentions, is this an appropriate research topic for an honours project? So you'll see that in the HD category, in the distinction category, I think it might be in the credit category as well. So what I'm looking for is for you to pick a topic that has social importance, but not pick a topic that's going to be ethically problematic. I'm asking you to do that because you're going to think more about ethics in assessment 3, but we're not going to talk about that yet because that's not due until after the teaching term's over. It's due in one of the exam weeks. No exam for this unit, so don't panic at me mentioning the word exam, though I've mentioned it 3 times now, so you might have already fainted. Hope you're still with me. No exam. I won't mention the word exam again. So yeah, it's due in that week after teaching week, assessment 3. So there will be a bit on ethics there. All I want you to do for assessment 2 is to try and avoid ethically problematic research and try to pick a topic that has social importance but it's not going to be ethically problematic. And an easy one there is, I mean, if you tick a topic of social importance, you know, if you're struggling here, just think of the major things that we're faced with as a society, you know, sexism, homophobia, heterosexism, disableism, racism, and so on, ageism, disableism, you know, all the isms. So you could think about those. They're big social issues because people are being disadvantaged because of the prejudices and attitudes that exist in society. But also you can think of other major issues like poverty, unemployment, poor housing, income inequalities, bullying in schools and so on. Now, all of these would be ethically problematic if that involves you talking to vulnerable people. So you just need to fix that by not having vulnerable people in your research. So if you're looking at bullying in schools, don't interview children, interview the adults, and it'll steer you away from those ethically problematic areas. So I'm doing that because you only really just started it takes a while to get into ethics, but also I want to save that for assessment 3. But I've put it into assessment 2, asking you to steer away from ethically problematic work, because if you did go on to honours, or if you're going into any other postgraduate programme, say into a master's programme, or if you're going to continue in your professional career or take a different career trajectory, by the time you've graduated from your undergraduate degree, prior to honours, if there's research that you're involved in with using the skills that you've acquired for your psychology training, it's always best to stay away from the ethically problematic stuff until you've got a bit more experience using the research methods. You know, that's a judgment for you to make, really. I mean, if you have been doing research for many years, then obviously if you feel you've got the experience, then go for it. You know, you always have the ethics committees to go through to keep a check on you. But if you haven't done research before, or you're very new to research, stay away from the hard stuff. You know, don't get burnt too early on. Okay, so that's enough about assessment 2. Just for now, I'll talk to you more about it as we get closer to it. So for now, just think about your topic and start having a look at the literature. So start having a look to make sure you can find free qualitative research papers on your topic. So start thinking about that around about week 6, week 7, read your papers, find your papers, read your papers week 7 and 8, and then write up your work week 8, week 9. Yeah, you should be fine. You should have got it sorted. I think you hand in Monday on week 9, so yeah. make an adjustment based on what I've just said. You know, do your write-up in week 8. Okay, you'll figure it out, but we'll talk more about it later. So till next time, ta-da.